As a descendant of Ngāti Tama and Ngāti Mutunga. Some people might think it's not right for someone like me to speak, given the mahi and what happened with my ancestors. But I've always said, and to a number of Moriori who I grew up with, some of the Solomon whānau in Māngere, Mr. Speaker, that I couldn't be held responsible for the acts of some of our tipuna and some of our ancestors. Mr. Speaker, the Treaty Principles Bill has highlighted the very best of our democracy. The treaty, as people have said, is not about racial privilege or racial superiority. It is and always has been about legal rights Māori have in their contract with the Crown. They are rights that were in place before the Treaty of Waitangi was signed. The treaty simply reaffirms those rights. The rights acknowledge language, culture, identity and property rights. Those indigenous rights didn't suddenly disappear when Māori signed the treaty or when Mr. Seymour dreamed up his Treaty Principles Bill. To therefore twist treaty rights into some claim of apartheid is not only disingenuous, Mr. Speaker, it is bad faith. This was always, Mr. Speaker, about whipping up racist hysteria and calling that a debate. Rewriting the treaty and forcing it upon the indigenous people using the tyranny of the majority is an outright assault on our history and our rights. Finally, on referendums, Mr. Seymour, they're not always the solution that you make out they are. Sometimes, believe it or not, the majority get it wrong. Let's look at referendums. Let's ask the Aboriginal people of Australia what they think of referendums. When they were sadly defeated in their vote to recognise their Indigenous rights last year. Or maybe the rainbow community. Do we really think that homosexual law reform would have been passed in the 1980s? Give it a break. No chance. Talking about rights for Te Reo Māori, talking about Te Reo being an official language. Do you think the public would have supported that? If this was the subject of a referendum, not at all. Not a chance, Mr. Speaker, not a chance. Rather than test the legitimacy of the treaty by a simple referendum, why not respect the decades of treaty jurisprudence that's been developed by both Māori and the Crown, and more particularly, the leading legal minds of this country? The words of our greatest legal minds, politicians, academics, and of course Māori. Very similar, Mr. Speaker, I might add, of people who believe that the world is still flat and not round. Very similar, Mr. Speaker, I might add, of people who believe that the world is still flat and not round. The massive cross-section of civil society, our young people, our Pacifica whānau, the rainbow community, all combined as one to cry out that the treaty is our shared identity. Mr. Speaker, there are vastly more of us who see the treaty as a positive rather than a weapon to divide us. Axe hate has been defeated here today. A redneck agenda. Our leader turned up. What a fabulous kōrero from him today. It was fabulous. His kōrero about coming together and celebrating our differences is resonating with our communities.
Māori have been very clear. What they're asking for is partnership, for the Crown to walk alongside them. I say it's time we listened and it's time we acted on that. Yes, it is a partnership, a structure, something to work towards, a promise to uphold. Non-Māori have nothing to fear from Māori getting ahead here in New Zealand. Non-Māori have nothing to fear from Māori getting ahead here in New Zealand. Christopher Luxon called Te Treaty o Waitangi a little experiment. Winston Peters claims that Māori are not indigenous to Aotearoa. The Te Treaty is not a little experiment. It is a bold promise and a bold vision. We honour those who have come before. We stand on their shoulders today. And when I say we, Mr. Speaker, I mean those on this side of the House. Labour, Te Pāti Māori, the Green Party.
And his acknowledgement that Māori did not concede tino rangatiratanga or sovereignty is the first time that any leader of a mainstream party has admitted that in Aotearoa. Why? Because he knows 80,000 Māori are not going to give up rangatiratanga all their whole lives to 2,000 settlers. Why? Because he knows 80,000 Māori are not going to give up rangatiratanga all their whole lives to 2,000 settlers.
Fact check. Correct. 80,000 Māori didn't concede to 2,000 settlers in 1840, but instead they surrendered voluntarily and peacefully to the biggest military war machine empire in the world at that time, namely the British colonisers, and received thereafter enormous benefits for doing so, and Māori are still receiving immense ongoing benefits even today.
So well done to our leader who shows courage. My final words in terms of my kōrero today, I have to say to David Seymour, you're a disgrace to this House, and when it comes to the Treaty of Waitangi, you will and always be a liar. Kia ora, Mr Speaker.
Member will withdraw and apologise for that statement. Mr Jackson, you need to withdraw and apologise for making that statement.
Well, Mr Speaker, if I was to withdraw and apologise, it would be an insult to 270,000 Select Committee submitters who all think that Mr Seymour is a liar also.
That is your opinion. Leave the House. Leave the House. Leave the House. Yep.
We will continue to fight on for the truth that all Kiwis are equal. Ake, ake, ake. Thank you, Mr Speaker.
Yeah. All right.